What is going on, guys? My name is Taylor Stuber, and I'm here to break down this 3-game NBA slate on Draftkings and PrizePicks.com. If you guys are new here, welcome. If you guys are a returning viewer, welcome back. You know, there's only 3 games on this slate, but there is a lot of news that we are waiting for. And again, I do live stream every single day for free on this channel, breaking down all the latest breaking news an hour before lock. So at 5 p.m. Central Time, I will be live right here, breaking everything down, as well as answering as many questions as I possibly can. So if you guys want to be notified, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And if you guys hit that like button, I would really appreciate it. Let's run it up to over 100 likes. All you have to do is click that button, and while you're down there, make sure to subscribe as well. If you guys have any questions about the slate, you guys can leave comments down below, and I'll make sure to try to get to as many as I possibly can throughout the day. And if you guys want to know exactly what I'm playing on FanDuel, Draftkings, and PrizePicks every single day, you guys can join my Patreon at link down below. It's only $25 for the rest of the month. I think it's a pretty damn good deal, as well as my Discord that is completely free, link down below in the description, as well as the pinned comment. But let's just jump right into the slate. So we will start up top with the Toronto Raptors versus the Philadelphia 76ers at 210.5 over under. The 76ers are currently 3-point favorites. The Raptors, they are going to be without Pascal Siakam, Ken Birch, and Yuta Watanabe. Siakam has returned, has played 2 games in a limited fashion, but with him returning, he obviously is back in the starting lineup, sliding Precious Chua back to the bench. But without Pascal Siakam now, I'm fully expecting Precious, who has been acting as the direct backup behind Siakam at the 5, to grab the start here. And without Ken Birch, who was vying for minutes behind Precious before Pascal Siakam ended up being ruled back in for the season, Precious Achiuwa's minutes were on the decline, but without Ken Birch, I'm expecting him to play 28, 30 plus minutes, and he's only $4,200 over a fantasy point per minute player this year. And if we go over here to PrizePicks, his fantasy projection is only at 24. If we're expecting him to play 28, 30 plus minutes in a good matchup against the Philadelphia 76ers, I love him at over 24 fantasy points. Now, one of the best strategies over here that we'll take advantage of over on Patreon, and I'll give you guys a little sneak preview right here. We're still waiting on news on Tobias Harris and Matisse Thybulle. If one or two of those guys ends up being ruled out, we're just going to go ahead and slam the overs on Milton, Maxey, Korkmaz. You can pair it with Precious Achiuwa. But for the sake of this video, when we don't have the 76ers news just quite yet, we will end up just playing the Precious over. And if you continue to watch throughout the video, I'll add another player that I really like, Gary Trent Jr. Even with Siakam back, his minutes are very steady in the mid to high 30s minutes, playing 35 plus minutes in these games. His price has dropped to $5,000. I think he's a very good play as well. And then I think Svi Mikhailiuk at $3,500 gets back into the rotation a bit more with no Pascal Siakam, no Ken Birch. I think the minutes just get a little bit thinner in the forward positions, so Svi should find his way into a couple more minutes in this game. On the Philadelphia 76ers side, they are going to be without Joel Embiid, Ben Simmons, Isaiah Joe, Grant Riller, Matisse Thybulle. When I was talking about that earlier, Thybulle is out. I meant Seth Curry. So Tobias Harris and Seth Curry are both questionable in this game. You know, as of right now, I'm expecting these guys to play, but this is the first game of the slate, so we'll know ahead of time. We'll probably know a couple hours before, given the nature of why they're questionable. But I do think that if they are to be ruled out, you know, they're probably going to run a 8-man rotation. Last time out, Doc Rivers said before the game that they wanted to play 10 guys in that game, and they pretty much ran a 7-man rotation with Charles Bassey just running a 4.5 minute stint in the first half, and then he played like the last 20 seconds of the game. But outside of that, they ran a 7-man rotation. So if Tobias Harris and Seth Curry are ruled out, you know, Drummond's a great play regardless. I'm probably going to end up playing Drummond, especially in this matchup against an undersized Toronto Raptors front court. I'm probably going to play him regardless of if Harris is in or out. But if Harris and Curry are out again, Tyrese Maxey, Shake Milton, freaking Korkmaz, Niang, Danny Green, all become like the best plays on the entire slate. Even better than the Miami guys, so we'll have to wait on that news. I'm over to the Indiana Pacers versus the Utah Jazz at 215.5 over under. The Jazz are currently 10-point favorites. The Pacers, they are going to be without TJ Warren, Isaiah Jackson, and then Karis LeVert is questionable. So this team is very indicative of the injury news with Karis LeVert, because if LeVert is in and active, it kills the value of everybody on this team, and I'm not really considering anybody. I guess Karis LeVert himself would be a fine tournament option, but not really considering anybody else. But if he is ruled out, Domantas Sabonis and Malcolm Brogdon become significantly better plays, and I think this Pacers team as a whole is going to be very under-owned. On the opposite side, we get the Utah Jazz. They are going to be without Rudy Gay and Elijah Hughes. Really only considering two guys here. I guess Rudy Gobert is in a fine spot, but I'm not really considering him. I think there's 3 other centers on this slate that I really like, and he's more of a secondary option for me. Donovan Mitchell, his usage is up massively this year. He leads the team with a 35.5% usage rating, and then Jordan Clarkson coming off the bench with a 28.6% usage rating, which is second on the team. If you're playing Mitchell or Jordan Clarkson, you might want to bring it back with an Indiana guy because it is a 10-point spread, and if you're playing one of them, you might as well play somebody on the other side and hope that game is competitive. So you can bring it back with a guy like Malcolm Brogdon. That's probably my preferred choice, and that is only if Karis LeVert is ruled out. Move on to the Miami Heat versus the Los Angeles Clippers at 211.5 over under. The Clippers are currently 3-point favorites. The Heat, they are going to be without Victor Oladipo, Jimmy Butler, Markieff Morris, Max Strus are questionable. I'm expecting Markieff Morris to sit here because he's dealing with the whiplash of the Nikola Jokic thing the other day. This is the second leg of a back-to-back. He missed yesterday. I'm expecting him to sit here, and then I'm definitely expecting Jimmy Butler to sit. He exited last game early in the first half, only played 12 minutes with a sprained ankle, and this is the second leg of a back-to-back. I think it's virtually impossible for him to turn around and play in this game. So we saw Tyler Hero last game start the second half for him. He played massive minutes. So did Kyle Lowry, Bam Adebayo, PJ Tucker, Duncan Robinson. These are 5 of the best plays on the entire slate, assuming Jimmy Butler and Markieff Morris are out, and I feel very strongly that they will be ruled out. Tyler Hero is down to $6,100. Bam Adebayo is down to $7,400. These prices are crazy. It's a great matchup against the Los Angeles Clippers. It should be competitive. So I'm fine with playing 3, 4, even 5 of these Miami Heat guys, depending on the Philadelphia news. Now, if Philadelphia gets no Tobias Harris and no Seth Curry, you could just stack full-on Miami plus Philly plus Paul George. And I think you are going to be in a very, very good spot tonight. But, as of right now, these are the best plays on the entire slate. You can stack up on Adebayo, Lowry, Hero. And it's very easy to do so over on FanDuel. And then on the Los Angeles Clippers side, they're going to be without Kawhi Leonard, Marcus Morris, Jason Preston. Serge Ibaka was assigned to the G League, so he is not going to be playing in this game. Paul George, the clear spin-up option on the slate. He has a 33.5% usage rating, 12.4 total rebound percentage, 26.9 assist percentage, while averaging 1.44 fantasy points per minute so far this year. This matchup just got a whole lot easier with no Jimmy Butler on the court, no Markieff Morris. So yeah, Paul George, 10.2K, a great play. And then I think Reggie Jackson at 6,400, I keep playing him just because he's playing such massive minutes, and whenever he starts shooting well, he destroys this price tag. The opportunities are obviously there. And then with Ivica Zubac at 5,100, more of a tournament option for me, given that he is center only, but it is promising that the Clippers have closed with a true center in 4 straight games. When we began the year, all we were seeing were small ball lineups, but they've been playing Zubac and Hartenstein a large majority of these games. Pretty much all of the center minutes have been going to those 2 guys instead of them playing small ball. So I think he's an interesting tournament option. And then Terrence Mann, he's down to $4,800 now, but he continues to be in the closing lineup, playing 31, 32 plus minutes every single game. I know he kind of busted for us last time out, but the minutes are there, the opportunities are there. And without Jimmy Butler, this matchup gets a lot better. Then I think Eric Bledsoe, if he continues to play well, he's going to get those minutes. He's going to be in the closing lineup over guys like Batum, and he is only $4,700. But over here on Prize Picks, so I like the over on Precious Achiuwa. The 76ers guys, it's a kind of a wait and see approach. Honestly, if Tobias Harris is active, over 32 fantasy points looks really nice for him. But obviously, I'm not going to place any of these bets until I get confirmation. If you guys have the alerts on your phone, make sure to do that. And if you guys are in the Patreon, I will alert you guys as soon as one of these guys is ruled out, so we can take advantage of this. Because when you're playing over on PrizePicks, I think the #1 way to take advantage is just like memorizing the board, recognize what projections are going to change based on what injury news, and just have those alerts on your phone, or be a part of the Patreon, and we'll be sure to take advantage of those players. So I like the over on Precious Achiuwa, 24 fantasy points, obviously waiting on news on the 76ers guys. Then I like the over on Bam Adebayo, 42.5. Now this would be my official play right now. If you guys want to take the over on Precious Achiuwa, 24 fantasy points, and Bam Adebayo, 42.5 fantasy points, I already placed that bet, but I'm also going to add Paul George over 45 fantasy points. As long as this game is competitive, it's hard for me to imagine Paul George and Bam Adebayo not hitting, so they are a great pairing. If you wanted to take Precious out of this, you could play just these two guys. They correlate very well, but these three plays are the ones that I'm really targeting. I feel very, very strongly about it right now. And then if we have the opportunity to add the Sixers guys to this as well, we would have a nice 10x opportunity. But if you guys want to tail me over here on PrizePicks, sign up and deposit using code Taylor, TAYLOR. You'll receive a 100% match bonus up to $100. And then I give away my plays pretty much for free throughout the day. Obviously the Patreon members see everything first, but man, I'm feeling really strongly about these guys. And you know, I did want to mention this: Bam Adebayo in the first game, or in his game yesterday, scored very limited amount of fantasy points in the first half because he was dealing with severe foul trouble. And then in the second half, albeit it did go to overtime, so there was 5 additional minutes, he still put up 60 fantasy points. I think he's in a great spot here against a stationary Ivica Zubac. So I love the over on Bam Adebayo here. But yeah, appreciate you guys being here watching. If you haven't done so already, make sure to hit that subscribe button, like button, and I will be live an hour before lock, so make sure to be there. I know it's only a short 3-game slate, so this video is a bit shorter, but appreciate you guys being here nonetheless. Best of luck tonight. See you guys at the top of the leaderboards, and until next time, peace.